This is Dr. Dave Clark, sitting here with my wonderful daughter, one of my wonderful daughters, Leanne Poulin, Poulin. French Canadian, I believe, anyway, but she married a French Canadian. And she is just beginning a coaching ministry. She's been trained at Liberty University. She has a degree from their excellent counseling program. Online, then you went there a little bit too.
Yes.
Right, you had some
some classes were there, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she has a whole coaching ministry now that I think many of you could take advantage of, or if it's not right for you, it's going to be right for somebody that you know. People know people. And if you can't trust therapists in this family, I can't help you. I mean, really? Come on, this is the best. So what's one area, Leanne, that you're focused on? There's a number of them, but what's one that we had talked about?
So one of my main areas is going to be how to speak up for yourself. So finding your own voice, learning how to confront problems, and learning how to have those hard conversations with somebody when you need to. So kind of some of the things are like, there's kind of three main times when you need to have those conversations. So when you've been hurt by somebody or upset by somebody, right. When you need to say no because you don't want to do something, and when you need something from somebody else. So those are kind of the main three, I think, that I've kind of narrowed it down to. And so just figuring out, how do I approach this hard conversation, and how do I start having this conversation when I'm afraid of all these other things that could happen or that might happen. That's kind of one of the main areas right now is, finding your own style of confronting a problem and having a hard conversation.
I think that's very important. This is a version of having your voice, finding your voice and using it.
Right.
Of course, even with a decent guy, a decent husband who's a good guy, not a narc, this is critically important because men are dense. But most of us are. I don't get it. Sandy has to be clear and direct with me. Mom doesn't need your program. Believe me. We need to soften her anyway. But so many ladies, they're scared. They don't want to do it. They're not used to doing it.
Right.
They weren't raised that way. And so they don't do it.
Right. You stay in the same place forever, hoping it's going to get better by doing nothing. Or you really need something to happen. You're not getting your needs met because you can't speak up and say, I need you to help out more, or I need time for this, or whatever, So it's finding your own voice to speak up for the things that you need the most. So
and you'll work these ladies, or it could be men too, but mostly ladies, you'll work them through the blocks, things that are preventing them from doing that. And then you can show them exactly how to do it.
Right.
With accountability, instruction. I think they'll be critically important.
Yeah. And I mean, I think one of the main things when you need to have a hard conversation is, making sure it's a good time to have that conversation with that person, that you have enough time to actually address it. It's not going to be rushed and crazy. And that, doing a little bit at a time is okay too. It doesn't have to be solved in that first, right. main conversation, but it just having a good time to do it is important too. It's not right before bed, or it's not when somebody's hungry and tired, but finding a time to connect with that person and start having that hard conversation is critical.
Right. Well, what a great life skill and a relationship skill that not many people have.
Yeah.
So many homes you grow up, it's not done. Even if you had a happy home, no one taught you how to do that. It might have been behind closed doors, mom and dad.
Right.
So you haven't seen it.
Well, and I have dealt with this. I feel like that's why I care about it. Like, I had a hard time being able to speak up or tell people what I need, or, struggling with people pleasing and trying to make sure people are happy. It's like a middle child kind of thing, I think, too. And so, you want everybody to be happy, or you want everything to be okay. You don't want conflict and fighting and whatever. But I think sometimes it's important for you to just be able to express what happened, or express when you're upset, because otherwise you're holding it all in and you're stressed out. Right. And you're going to make yourself sick because you're just holding all of it in and you're not making any changes,
Right. It's not just about the other person, like we were talking about earlier. This is good for the lady herself.
Yes.
Whatever the response might be, and there may be some resistance to it or some backlash in a sense, but they're hurting themselves by not speaking up.
Right. You might not get the response that you want, or maybe it doesn't go that well, but it's important for you to be able to say, I was upset when this happened, or I was hurt when this happened, or I need more of this from you. And when you never do that, you're never going to get those things either. So, you might not, there's a chance, I guess, at least of getting those things by addressing it,
Right, you have a shot.
Yeah.
Because the guy's never going to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, men don't get it.
I mean, it could be friends too. It doesn't even have to be men. It could be friends who have hurt you or said something that, you took a certain way or whatever. It's just that's how you have healthy, strong relationships, you know?
I've told so many ladies over the years, 40 years, if you act like, and men too, if you act like a doormat, you'll be a doormat. You'll be used as a doormat.
Yeah.
And the other person doesn't even know they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's what you've allowed.
Right. It's just a form of enabling. Well, I think this could be a really great area. So if you need this kind of instruction and help from Leanne, she's trained. She's from the Clark family. What can I tell you? And she's very insightful, and she's a caring person as well. So yeah, she can teach you these things. And I think for a lot of our audience, it would also, the people that we're dealing with, even victims of narcs, could be very important part of their personal growth.
Right.
That guy's not changing. Forget about that. But this is for you, and part of getting strong enough to leave, and even the rest of your life could be critical. Or it could be, I've got a good guy, but I still can't do this. And so your needs don't get met.
Right.
Can't happen.
And being able to do this can help you determine if that person is a good person or not. You know, it's their response to it. It's how it's handled, how the conversation goes. You know, it's important even in future relationships or future friendships or whatever, to be able to address problems and see how that person reacts and see how it's handled.
Yeah, right. This is great premarital stuff too. Some of those are scared. Oh no, I've got to get rid of this narc. Divorced him, good. But oh man, I'm terrified of getting another one.
Right.
Well, this is a good test. How does he handle these situations when you speak up? Because narcs don't like that.
Right.
Very good. Well, how can people reach you?
Well, there's a few ways. Mainly the website. My website is leannepoulincoaching.com, and you can send me a message through there. You can set up your session through there, your first call. I'm also on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and on YouTube a little bit, just, sharing some content and sharing some more information on these kinds of things. So
very good. You're going to love her and really be helped by her as well. Very good. Well, thanks for spending some time with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cool.